2023 was probably the best year in Dragon Ball Legends history, with many monumental releases. And while we are still technically celebrating Legends Festival 2023, while we are in 2024, I thought that before we get new units this year, I should go back and look at my top 10 Dragon Ball Legends units of 2023. Now keep in mind, this is my personal list. I have my own criteria to follow. So these are consisting of basically my favorite releases of the year, not necessarily the best. So your list might be different from mine, but you can let me know your list in the comments down below. I will be doing a separate video responding to who your favorite 2023 releases are. And as always, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. 10. Tag LF Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Vegeta and Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken Goku. Now when it comes to a lot of the units on this list, they aren't necessarily characters and forms that I am a fan of, but the kit makes the unit fun for me. It makes the unit exciting to use for me. And this is the case for this unit because I'm not much of a Super Saiyan Blue fan per se. And the first time I summoned for this character, because I wasn't going to summon for Beast Gohan. I'm not a fan of Gohan in this game at all because of Super Saiyan 2 and all that, you know, PTSD and all. But I figured that if I'm going to summon for Legends Festival, I should summon for all the parts. So this was the banner I chose. And, you know, I summoned and I got this unit. And I got really lucky. So when I got lucky, I summoned more and more and more till I stopped getting lucky. And that the luck never seemed to end on this banner. So I pulled this unit to about 7 stars. I got the other unit to 14 stars. More on him later. But as for this unit here, I really like how they designed this unit. They are not insanely broken. They are not oppressive per se. They don't like keep you from playing the game. They are just really good. They have the ability to combo for an infinite amount of time, plenty of cover now, and you know, their tanking, I think that they can tank personally. Some people disagree with me on that. They have some disruption going for them with the arts cost and the rising rush ceiling and stuff. I think that they are a well designed unit, and honestly a solid choice for a Legends Festival release. A solid choice to start off Legends Festival with, despite my initial concerns with this unit. But yeah, Evo Ken is a really good unit, guys. Don't sleep on them. They are probably top 5 in game right now in my personal opinion. But yeah, that was number 10. Let's move on with number 9, which is Yellow Sparking Golden Frieza. The 1% sparking that came out with Evo Ken. Now this unit did a bit dirty in the coming month or so, but I still think that he can put in some work. He's really fun, and honestly this year I didn't summon that much and I didn't get that much new characters, but this was one of those units where I'm not a fan of Frieza per se, and I'm kind of sick of them releasing so many Friezas. But this is a fun character to use. You know, when I think of Frieza, I think of, you know, blasting a lot. You know, the dead beams and all. And this guy, he's a good blaster. He does a lot of blast damage. And then his ability to draw 2 ultimates is also really... It comes in clutch, you know. Especially when you're going against a lot of purples. This is kind of a purple heavy meta, but not so much now, but... You know what I'm saying. Purple is far from the weakest color in the game, so he is a solid choice to bring on your Universe Reps team, despite there being a better option and him being replaced later. But talking about Golden Frieza, man, I like this unit a lot. In fact, every chance that I get to bring him, like when the opponents don't bring Beast Gohan, I bring him because he's just fun to use. And I actually got him to 14 stars when I was trying to get one more copy of Evo Ken, and that didn't seem to work out. I got really lucky. He's one of my newest characters that I have maxed out. So I'm gonna take full opportunity and use him as much as I can before he ages. So he's really fun. But yeah, that was number 9. And number 8 is LF DBS Android 17. Another Universe Reps unit. Universe Reps has gotten so many buffs this year that it's tough to choose a character that is a non-Universe Reps character to be on this list, you know? And I'm gonna be real, this character would have been higher on this list if I pulled him earlier, but I only pulled him like a month ago. So that prevents him from being higher up on this list because I didn't get to use him in his prime, you know? But yeah, he was the first LF character of 2023 and he has aged really well, honestly. I think that his support is still really insane. I think that he does a decent amount of tanking. Some people will talk otherwise. Some people will say that he's not good at tanking. I disagree personally. I pulled him quite a bit on Evoken's banner, so I got really lucky. So that's another point for Evoken there. And yeah, DBS 17 as a whole, you know, in the anime, let's take ourselves away from Legends. He was one of my most hype releases because he was really cool in the anime. I think the anime really helped rejuvenate his image in the franchise. It did a solid job at bringing him back to Dragon Ball. And Legends did him justice as well when they released his first LF version in the game. So, solid unit, absolutely zero complaints about him. I think that GT deserves a similar kind of release to him because he has proven to be the ace of the Universe Reps team and he could really help out other teams as well. You know, he was a leader slot machine when he first came out. But now he has his own home in the Universe Reps team. 7 is LF Tag Super Saiyan 3 Goku and Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta, also known as the Boo Duo. This release in particular might have been one of, if not my most anticipated, well, not anticipated because I don't think anyone saw this release coming, but I was really excited for this unit because the Kid Buu fight is probably my favorite fight in all of Dragon Ball. I love the stakes, you know, the final fight, the death match. You know, when Vegeta goes Super Saiyan 2 against Kid Buu and makes his final stand so Goku can power up and stuff like that. That is like iconic to me. And this unit, people call it a what if unit, and I don't know if that's true or not. There's plenty of what if units in the game. You know, it introduced a new mechanic, aka the standby mechanic, where you hit the Transcendent Kamehameha. And, you know, people talked a lot of smack about this unit throughout the year, and despite all that, I still continued to use them. I didn't think that they were as bad as people said they were. Get out of here, Orange Piccolo, by the way, I hate you. But my problem with this unit is that the Vegeta side needs to be as good as the Goku side, and it's basically not. It's not that way. You know, the Goku side is really fun. He comes in clutch, but when you switch to Vegeta, it kind of all falls apart in a way. This unit, I think that they played it safe because there was a new mechanic. They didn't want to make it too broken. And I think they suffered for it. They got a unique equipment which really helped them out, but it didn't fix all of their problems, you know. But nonetheless, still one of the most hype and excited releases of all time in Legends for me. I still think that they are fun. I use them quite a bit this year. Boo Duo, number 7. And at number 6, we have LF Pot to Power Kid Goku from Dragon Ball. This guy is one of, I think he's the last new LF that I pulled other than Evoken, because I wasn't really summoning a lot for LFs at the time, because after my anniversary despair where I summoned for Orange Piccolo and it turned out to be useless, I was a bit more hesitant to summon. But then this guy came and I was like, you know what, I need this guy. And for a lot of the post anniversary Legends, This guy carried me in PvP. Like, he was my newest character at the time. I didn't have that many units that could compete at the time. And he did me justice. He kept me up there. He kept me in the fight, you know. I really like how his Dragon Ball gauge works until they nerfed it. Like, they did him so dirty, but in his prime, at his peak, I think that he was a really fun unit. He was really strong. He wasn't broken. I love his LF animation so much, you know, the Kamehameha where he avenges Android 8 and stuff. It's just epic stuff. They recreated it, I think, faithfully in Legends. He was a really good unit until they nerfed him, and I hope that in 2024 they will give him some more love. So yeah, Part 2 Power Goku, number 6. And what better way to go into the top 5 than with Red Transforming Cell, aka Top 5 Cell. They don't call him Top 5 Cell for nothing. This man, what a G, bruh. This unit, yeah. Let me tell you about this unit. Because I know he was just I think Mega Rising or Legends Rising, whatever it's called. They change the name so often, I don't even remember at this point. I can't keep track. This was a good unit. Like, he came so in clutch. And he was... He had a really nice kit, you know, his Vanish. He had so much ways of restoring his Vanish and drawing so many cards. And, you know, stacking up his damage and card draw speed. I think that he is probably the most underrated unit of the year. And, you know, back when I had hope for Regen, I summoned for this guy because I thought that Orange Piccolo was actually going to be good. Turns out I was wrong, but that's a video for another day. But top 5 Cell. He is top 5 in every meta that he is in. I don't care whether it's 2023 or 2099. Top 5 Cell will always be top 5 Cell. And you know that he's number 1 in your heart as well. Top 5 Cell. I don't even need to explain that much about him. You just need to know that they don't call him top 5 Cell for nothing. It took Ultra Vegeta Blue, of all people, to replace him on the future team. That's how good it was. To replace a regular Sparking, it took an anniversary Ultra. Enough said there. And at number 4, we have Ultra Super Janemba. Now, some of you may not know this, but I think that my favorite movie villain might be Janemba. It's a toss-up between Janemba and Cooler. But Janemba has such a badass design. He's so cool. And when I found out they were giving him an Ultra, I was like praying that they did this man justice. Because I was a bit hesitant to summon again because of Orange Piccolo. Thank you, by the way, Orange Piccolo. And when I found out how broken he was, I was overjoyed, man. I said, you know what, shut up and take my money. I need to use this guy. I paired him up with Ultra Kid Buu because they had cool color synergy. You know, they speak the same language. They are a match made in heaven. I didn't need to use Orange Piccolo on the team. I stacked them with Blue Zamasu, Kid Buu, Blue Zamasu, Janemba. That was my threesome. And that team carried me. They still carry me to this day. They still put in work to this day. They are such a good team. They have such good synergy together. And Janemba plays a large role in that because of how broken his kit is. You know, that gauge that just says no you. He draws his ultimate. He destroys Dragon Balls. He has so much cover null. He does so much damage on strike cards. You know, he makes you bleed. He removes buffs when you Rising Rush him and ultimate him. He heals teams. There's so much that this unit can do, and to see people downplaying him now after the Legends Festival units came out is a bit surprising to me, because I personally don't see the downplay. I don't see why people are still sleeping on this unit, because he's still really good, guys. It's just that other good units have come out. It's not like Some units are better, it's just that everyone is good, you know? There's a whole debate about that right now. But yeah, Ultra Super Janemba, one of my most exciting releases in Legends history as well. He did so much justice. I have zero complaints about this unit. Some people might say he's too toxic, but I'm a bit biased. You know why? Because I pulled him in 1000 Chrono Crystals. I pulled him on my first try. And you know what? I fell in love with him. Immediately, 99% odds boost him, everything. I love this unit. Number 3 is LF Super Saiyan Namek Goku. The only thing preventing this unit from being number 1 is the fact that his time in the meta was short-lived. I mean, this is my favorite version of my favorite character, you know. Super Saiyan Goku on Namek is just the most iconic thing in the history of Dragon Ball, in the history of anime, in the history of the entire world, if I'm being honest. You know, when you talk about positive masculine energy, you are looking at Goku, firstly. Fuck Andrew Tate, by the way. But yeah, Super Saiyan Goku on Namek. Please don't demonetize me, by the way. Super Saiyan Goku on Namek is just the definitive iconic moment of Dragon Ball. And when he came out, you know, he was really broken. He was really fun to use. His key reduction was insane. He was annoying to fight. His ultimate lock-in came in clutch. It still comes in clutch now, you know, with Beast Gohan running around. But unfortunately, he has been done really dirty and he deserves better. He has really fallen off in the modern meta. You can still put in work, but I think that there are a lot of better options to use in game now other than him. So yeah, I wish he could be number 1. I would put him at number 1 if I could, but then, you know, I pulled him late in his lifespan too, so that's also a part of it. I didn't pull him on his initial banner, but he's really good. I'm really happy that there's another LF Super Saiyan Namek Goku. I hope that he gets some help in the coming year. And yeah, he deserves better. That's all I'm gonna say there. And at number 2, the most recent character on the list is Ultra. How many ultras was that? Ultra Instinct Sign Goku. Ultra UI Sign Goku. Man, what can I say about this unit that does it justice now? Because if you look at the reveal, you can check out my reveal reaction on the channel if you want. But man, that reveal alone made me feel something, you know, with the orchestra and the band, coupled with the fact that Ultra Instinct Goku in general is just such a majestic character, you know. He's so angelic, the way he moves. I'm not talking about in Legends now, I'm talking about in general. The way he moves, the way Goku moves when he's in that form is just so godly and cool. And you know, when they recreate it in Legends, they do it justice. They go big, you know. And with this guy, he's locking in an ultimate, you know, he's anti-cover change. You know, he doesn't nullify special cover change. He locks you in. He says no. You know, when you want a cover change, he's like no. And that to me is just like so... I don't know how Legends can one-up this, but they probably will. And it's gonna be scary and frightening to see how. But I still don't think that this unit is insanely broken. He has a lot of quirky mechanics. He has a lot of neat mechanics. And contrary to popular belief, I think that you need to be a skilled player to use him to his full potential. Just like with Ultra Super Janemba, I think that there are units in this game that people will call brain dead, but then they will rely solely on the gimmicks instead of, you know, finding clever and smart ways to incorporate the various different mechanics into gameplay. And there are very few players who can do so. I'm still finding out new ways of using this character every day, but he is really fun, and I don't know if he's gonna age well, but for now He's really fun and he's my second favorite release of the year. But for number 1, I had to do this guy justice because, again, my favorite fight, again, I said this with a previous release, my favorite fight in Dragon Ball was the Kid Buu fight. So number 1 is Ultra Kid Buu. This guy, last year I put out a video listing my top 10 favorite units ever, and this guy at the time just dropped, so I couldn't put him too high up on the list because he was still fresh, and he ended up being number 10 on that list because recency, you know. But as time passed, I used him and I used him and I used him, and I see people sleeping on him and people talking smack about him, and I'm biased now because he's my favorite villain in the franchise. Kid Buu was like so cool to me. But when I used him, I can see where he has aged, but his kit is still very much toxic. And especially, you know, during the 5th anniversary and leading up to the 5th anniversary, I'd say that he's one of those units that didn't get power creeped, you know. And then Ultra Vegeta Blue came out, so we kind of took a break from the Kid Buu meta. But prior to Ultra Vegeta Blue's release, not many people summoned for Kid Buu firstly, so a lot of people found trouble dealing with him, especially when you came into fights with Goku and Frieza. So Kid Buu was really my savior for the year. He was my MVP for the year. He carried me throughout most of my PvP matches throughout the year. And I mentioned how top 5, Cell and Ultra Super Janemba, he was a good ally for them. And then, as I said, Ultra Vegeta Blue came out. Then Janemba came out to help cover Ultra Kid Buu, and then I brought him back. And then that was just fun for me. Two of my favorite villains, using them together with Blue Samasu. You know, double endurance and a toxic unit. That was a good team for me, and I'm excited for more future Kid Buu releases. I always love Kid Buu releases. I hope that the Aleph Kid Buu gets a Zenkai and gets done justice in the coming year. But yeah, that was my top 10 favorite units of Dragon Ball Legends of 2023. Which ones were yours? Let me know in the comments down below. And don't forget to check out another video and like and subscribe. Peace.